times you've been arrested?
I don't have an actual, factual number.
And how did you tell his mom that her son was gone?
So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
One could watch this and think that you really hate because of the things that you post on Instagram.
And I die in the street about this shit, man. This shit get serious to me. And then when I do rap shit, man, this shit is full of this type.
50 Cent leaks clips of T.I. documentary. And it's devastating.
You recognize who that is?
Yeah, that's Feud. Oh, that's his body. I felt that, you know, all of those rounds were fired for me, you know.
What happens when the internet's most notorious troll stops trolling and actually pulls the trigger? On March 5th, 2026, 50 Cent posted, then deleted, an Instagram screenshot with a single headline, 50 Cent reportedly developing Surviving T.I. and Tiny documentary. That one post turned the entire rap industry upside down because this wasn't a meme. This was a warning. To really understand why that deleted post hit the way it did, you have to rewind. Back to the moment that first cracked open this entire feud.
50 Cent and T.I. is back at it. 50 Cent jumped out there. He let him know that he's putting out a documentary, Surviving T.I. and Tiny. Man, listen to this. I'm gonna play where T.I. told 50 that he was getting ready to do the same thing to him. And then now 50 announced that he did it. We already know 50 know how to do.
It started with what was supposed to be a celebration. T.I. and 50 Cent were in talks for a Versus battle, that iconic platform where rap legends face off catalog to catalog, bar for bar. T.I. described it publicly as being about celebrating each other's catalog, a mutual respect moment that fans had been dreaming about for years. Two of the most decorated rappers of their generation, finally in the same room, honoring what they'd built.
Okay, so first, like, you know, it was really about celebrating each other's catalog. Me and this nigga talk about this, bro. This shit, I ain't just called a nigga out the blue. Me and this nigga talk about this.
You talk about you were 50?
Yeah, man, we talk about this shit, man. This shit just come out of nowhere.
But then 50 Cent did what 50 Cent always does. He flipped the script, he denied any agreement had ever been made, played completely dumb in interviews, acted like the whole Versus idea was news to him, and then dismissed T.I. publicly with the cutting nickname King Rat. In hip-hop culture, that's not just shade. That's a direct accusation of snitching, the worst label you could put on someone in the streets. He told T.I. point blank to keep his name out of his mouth.
Because if you're telling, you can't even look forward to going home.
It's just gonna be hell.
Where you going after you get out? The neighborhood ain't accepting that. You bitch ass nigga, we heard you's a rat. Look, even for me personally, my character, they'll try to attack my character. They'll say he a rat or he just a snap.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is ask him who I told him.
T.I. was furious, and he didn't keep that fury private. He went on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast and said exactly what he felt. We talked about this. We said what we were going to do. When I jumped out there, he acted like he ain't know what the was going on. The betrayal was real, loud, and public. What made the whole situation sting even deeper was the timing. T.I.'s single Let 'Em Know had just climbed to #1 on urban radio and was crossing into the mainstream top 40. He was having a genuine, undeniable career resurgence, the kind that reminded everyone exactly why he mattered in the first place. And 50's dismissal landed right in the middle of all of it, casting a long shadow over everything T.I. was working to rebuild. But the social media call-out, that was just the opening move. 50 wasn't done, not by a long shot. There's hip-hop beef, and then there's the kind of war that stops being about music entirely. 50 Cent crossed that line fast. He went back to Instagram, the arena where he has been sharpening his knives for 20 years, and posted an unflattering photo of T.I., Z's wife, Tamika Tiny Harris. The caption doubled down on telling T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. But the real message wasn't in the words. It was in the target. By dragging Tiny into it, 50 made clear this was no longer a rap dispute. He was going after the whole family, in public, with millions of eyes watching every move.
At this point, 50 Cent should literally rent a wife and kids and have them make diss responses. And the fact that he would actually have to rent a woman and children to like him and to respond on his behalf for T.I. and Tiny's whole family is telling.
T.I. wasn't going to absorb that quietly. He responded the only way a rapper of his caliber knows how, through the music, and through it fast. He dropped several diss tracks in quick succession, including War and The Right One, and he came loaded. On The Right One, he called 50 a small man in a big shell, a line designed to cut straight at the ego of a man who has built his entire brand on dominance and bravado.
That's when you got the right one. And be honest with y'all, man, T.I.'s a lyricist, man. T.I. was going. He was barring up on this one. He was barring up. You know what I'm saying? He brought up the Jadakiss situation, you know, when 50 and Jada went at it. Fat Joe, of course, Murder Inc. We all know how historic that battle is to hip hop. You know, the whole house situation, you know, with the burned down house, that whole situation, you know, you mad at Puff because he was going at your baby mom. So yeah, he was definitely throwing some shots at 50. And to me, at a point, and like I said, I'm a fan of both T.I. and 50 Cent. It gets to a point with like the memes and stuff like that. Like, all right, we're at its limit, in my personal opinion, man. It's time to bar up.
But the line that really set the internet on fire was T.I. calling 50 a 5-0 dispatcher, a direct accusation that 50 had cooperated with federal law enforcement, and claiming he had paperwork from men incarcerated in prison with 50 Cent's name on it. That's not a bar. That's a documented